Unmuted. All right, unmuted. Now, do we have video?
I don't see you, Richard. Oh, I see you there.
Let me be a better movie producer here. All right.
Can you hear me okay?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was muted. Thank you.
All right. Do we have a clerk on? Oh, there's Melinda. All right, Chambers County Court come to order. Good morning. And anyone that's going to testify, if you'll raise your right hand, we'll get Melinda to swear you in.
Hey, Judge, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Melinda?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Yes, can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you. Okay. Do y'all swear or affirm that the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help me God?
I do. Okay, you can put your hand down. Cause number 106, the state of Lisa Lee Marie Rebstock near.
I can't hear.
Hi, Judge.
Ms. Dennis,
I'm here for the applicant.
thank you. And you may proceed, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Meunier?
Yes,
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Mark Meunier,
Okay. And how are you related to the decedent?
the widower, ex-husband.
Okay. Did she die on September 3rd, 2020?
She did.
And did she have property in Chambers County?
Yes,
You and the decedent had 4 children, correct?
that's correct.
Did the decedent have any other children?
Excuse me?
Did the decedent have any other children other than the 4 children that you have together?
No,
Okay. Did the decedent own real property at the time of her death?
yes,
And all that was community property?
yes,
And was the decedent ever married to anyone other than you?
no,
Had she been divorced?
no,
All that children were listed in the application for heirship, correct?
that's correct.
And did she have a will?
No,
I need to hear.
Okay. Have all the interested persons filed a waiver? Signed a
yes,
waiver, and we filed that with the court?
yes, ma'am.
And there's a necessity for the administration of the state?
That's correct.
And you're asking that you be appointed the independent administrator, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're asking that the waiver of appraiser, that the appraisers and the bond be waived, correct?
Correct.
No further questions for this witness, Judge.
All right, Mr. Park, good morning.
I have no questions for him at this time, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay, at this time, I'll call Brooke Meunier. I apologize. Brooke, are you on?
There she
Yes.
is. She's coming. Good morning, Ms. Munoz.
Hi, good morning.
Would you please state your full name for the record?
I'm Brooke Meunier.
And are you familiar with the family and the marital history of the decedent?
Yes,
How do you know the decedent?
I am their daughter-in-law
Okay, and how long have you known the decedent?
since about 2004
Do you know where the decedent died at? What county?
in Chambers County at the hospital.
Okay. And she had property in Chambers County also, correct?
Yes,
Do you know how many times that the decedent was married?
once
And who was she married to?
to Mark Meunier.
Okay. And you know how many children she had?
4,
And those 4 children were Scott Meunier, Jennifer Meunier Gates, Nicole May Meunier Westland,
you lost.
and oh, sorry,
That's
and
okay.
Angela Johnson.
Yes,
Did she have any other children?
no,
Did she adopt any other children?
no,
Did she raise any other children in her home?
No.
To your knowledge, did the decedent have a will?
She did not.
Okay.
Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
I think Melinda.
No further questions. Yes,
No further questions.
Yes, no further questions of that witness.
Mr. Park.
No questions of her at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Next witness, counsel.
Okay, I would call Mark Weschlin. Mark, please state your name for the record.
Frederick Marcus Welshans.
And are you familiar with the family and marital history of the decedent?
Yes,
And how did you know the decedent?
she was my mother-in-law.
Okay. And she resided in Chambers County
Yes, she did.
and had some property there?
Yes,
How many times had she been married?
once.
Okay. And she had how many children?
4.
And again, those were Jennifer, Nicole, Angela, and Scott, correct? And
Correct.
to your knowledge, did she adopt any other children or raise
Not
any
to-
other children?
Not to my knowledge.
I have no further questions of this witness, Judge.
Park.
Mr. Wilskan, I talked to you back in November the 23rd of 2021, correct?
Yes,
And I asked you basically all the same questions that Ms. Dennis just asked you.
yes,
And all those answers that you gave are true and correct, and there are no other children born or adopted or any other divorces of this family. Is that correct?
nothing I know of.
That's the witness.
Counselor.
I have no further witnesses, Judge.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Park?
No, sir, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to approve the judgment declaring heirship. Have you filed administration order?
I did, Judge.
I don't see it here, Melinda. I guess it,
I'll go back and look, Judge.
okay. All right, and I'm going to approve the administration also. Thank you, Counselor. Mr.
Thank
Park.
you, Judge. May we be excused?
You may be.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank
You too. Thank you.
All right, calls number 171, Lois Elaine Corner.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Price.
Hi, good morning.
How you doing?
Morning. She was my buddy. All right, Mr. Baker, you may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you, Judge. This is an application to declare and determine heirship of the decedent's estate and for appointment of independent administrator. And I will show you that all the heirs have agreed to Darla, my client, being the independent administrator. And so first, the heirship. Now, I'm going to call Darla K. Wilcox as a witness, and then the two disinterested witnesses will be Willis Cormier and Kaylin Cormier.
You may proceed.
You are Darla K. Wilcox and the applicant in this case, correct?
Yes,
And you reside at 3015 FM 563 Anahuac, Texas 77514 in Chambers County, correct?
yes,
And your mailing address is P.O. Box 125 Anahuac, Texas 77514.
yes,
All right. Now you're here asking for the court to declare the heirship of your mother, Lois Elaine Corner, who, when she was born, her maiden name was Munson, and she was also known as Lois Elaine Wilcox with 2 L's
yes.
in Wilcox.
Very important.
Yeah, because we don't want to be one of those 1 L Wilcoxes. No, okay. And so, all right, now, is it true your mother was born on or about September 9th, 1941 in Beeville, Texas?
Yes, she was.
And that she died on or about November 26, 2020 at the age of 79 years in Chambers County, Texas?
Yes,
Is it true at the time of her death, she was domiciled in or on real or personal property in Chambers County, Texas?
yes,
Okay, and she also owns some real estate interests in Polk County, correct?
right,
So you had the choice, we're gonna do it in Chambers County or Polk County, and everybody's from Chambers County, right?
exactly.
All right. Now, is it true that, to the best of your knowledge, your mother died without a will?
Right.
If she had a will, is it likely you would have known about it
Yes.
Did you know about her business affairs and personal affairs before she
Yes,
died?
I was in charge of all of that.
Okay. Now, is it true that at the time of her death, she was not married?
Correct.
Okay, now she was married twice. The first time was to George Allen Wilcox on or about 22 December of 1962, and that ended in divorce, and on or about 3 December 1981 in Chambers County. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then the second marriage was to Bruce Avery Corner on or about 13 May 1984, which ended by divorce on or about 3 October 2008 in Chambers County,
Right.
Texas. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then is it true that she had 3 children and 3 children only born to or adopted by her?
Correct.
Okay. And the oldest is a son named Carol Allen Wilcox, and he's alive, correct?
Yes.
And he's of majority age,
Yes.
born in 1966. All right. Second is her son, Glenn Edmund Wilcox, and he is alive, correct?
Yes.
And of majority age, and he was born in the year 1973, correct?
Correct.
And then the third, the baby is you, Darla K. Wilcox, right?
Right.
And now I think you survived. You're here.
I'm here.
Digital age, never know. Birth date, you were born in the year 1975, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and there were no other children born by her, and all of your brothers have signed a waiver of service of process and have consented to your appointment as independent administrator of your mother's estate, correct?
Yes, they did.
To serve without bond, correct?
Right.
All right. And you are qualified by law to be the administrator, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And we would like the waiver of appraisers, no sense in, it's not a lot of property to go out and be appraised and things like that, correct?
Right.
I pass this witness.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. I don't have any questions of this witness, Judge.
All right, call your next witness, Councilman.
Your Honor, to follow up on that, because I'm gonna have to e-file this later. Ms. Wilcox, you have a document that is entitled Proof of Death and Other Facts. You have read that document, is that,
Yes, I did.
and everything in there is true and correct, and you're adopting it as your testimony today?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you. Now, Judge, if I might, I'm gonna ask the Cormiers the same questions, except for their names. That might, well, I could ask them their names, it'd be different answers. But but I think it'd be more efficient if they could
Yes, sir.
answer it this. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you Kaylin Cormier? Is that your name?
Yes.
And your name is?
Willis Cormier.
All right. And did y'all know Lois Corner?
Yes.
And did y'all begin your relationship knowing her in the 1970s or so?
Yes.
Okay.
Around that.
And y'all live on 143 Harlow Road, Hancomer, Texas, 77560 in Chambers County?
Yes.
Okay, and your mailing address is P.O. Box 58, Anahuac, Texas, 77514? All right, and I have prepared for you a document, proof of death and other facts. Disinterested incredible witness number 1 for Kaylin, and disinterested incredible witness number 2 for Willis. Have you read that? And is what we've written on there true and correct?
Correct.
And you're adopting that as your testimony?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Now, Willis, how old are you?
51.
And Kay, how old are you?
50.
Okay, and y'all both live in the Anahuac area, correct?
Yes.
And you heard Darla testify about her mother's date of birth or date of death, no will, and nobody knowing about a will, or that, is that the way?
Correct.
That's correct.
You agree with that?
Yes.
All right. Now about the marital history, do you agree with Darla's testimony on the
Yes.
marital history? Okay. And then do you agree that Lois was not married at the time of her death?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. And if she had been married, you would know it, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. You had that much of a relationship.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. And do you agree that the only children born to or adopted by Lois are Carol Allen Wilcox, Glenn Edmund Wilcox, and Darla K. Wilcox?
Yes.
Okay. And do you agree they're all, well, Darla's there again, they all survived their mama and are of majority age.
Yes.
Okay. Pass the witness.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. I'll start with Caitlin. Ms. Cormier, how long did you know the decedent?
50 years.
And y'all were best friends?
Yes.
And so y'all had a lot of conversations in y'all's time together, is that correct?
Yes, we did.
And so at any time, you would have known if she had talked about having a will and where she would have placed the will if she had a will, correct?
Yes.
And she never, to your knowledge, had a will made, correct?
No, she's not.
And to your knowledge, you know all of the children of Ms. Corner, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And she never took any other children inside her home and said, hey, I'm gonna adopt this child, or this is the child that I'm gonna have instead of these other three, correct?
No.
And you do not have any interest in the estate, which means you've not been paid for your testimony and you do not have an opportunity to inherit under this estate, correct?
Correct.
I'll pass this witness, Judge, and then I'll ask Mr. Cormier the same questions. Mr. Cormier, all the testimony that you heard your wife just state, do you believe that is true and correct?
Yes.
And
Yes.
would these answers be the same exact answers as your wife just stated?
She might have known her a little bit longer than I did, because I did EMS with her, but she's known her longer than that. So I'd say probably 30 years.
Long enough then.
Right.
Judge, I have no questions that the three children that are named by Mr. Baker are the three children and the heirs.
Yes, sir. All right, Mr. Baker, anything else?
No, sir, we ask that you sign the judgment, the proposed judgment of declaring heirship that we submitted, and the proposed order appointing Darley independent administrators that we submitted.
And Judge, my
Well
fee
done.
has been paid.
And
I have your check, Miss Price.
It's okay. I understand.
and I'm signing the order for the payment for the attorney ad litem also.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you all.
May be excused.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, Fuller, cause number 4 in the state of Patricia Ann Norton. Good morning.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm
You may
present,
proceed.
I'll be testifying. My name is Roy Fuller, well acquainted with the decedent and her family, Patricia Ann Norton. She died on January the 7th, 2022 in Chambers County, Texas. She was 67 years of age. 4 years have not elapsed since the date of her death. At the time of her death, she was domiciled and a resident in Chambers County. The original will is dated December the 23rd, 2020, which has been filed with the court. And to my knowledge, that's her last will and testament. It was executed in my office. There is a need for administration of this estate. There were no children born or adopted after the execution of the will. To my knowledge, the will was never revoked. There was no marriage of the decedent that was dissolved after the execution of the will. The will names a son, Thomas Jackson Norton, to serve as independent executor. And to my knowledge, there's no reason why he would be disqualified from serving. The will does not name the state, governmental agency of the state, or a charitable organization as the devisee. There is a need for an administration. It's a non-taxable estate. We'd ask the court to admit the will to probate and waive the appraisals.
Well done. Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, cause number 5, the state of Tommy Dale May. Mr.
Hey,
Norton,
Judge, go ahead.
you may proceed.
We're here, Judge, on application for probate of will and issuance of letters testamentary. I have with me the applicant, Mrs. May, and also have my paralegal here for notary purposes, Heather Carlisle. What I'll do, I'm going to hand Mrs. May a copy of the will, the original's filed with the court. Do you recognize that document, last will and testament of Tommy Dale May?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, is it true that you've committed your testimony into written form?
Yes.
Let me hand you what is called a proof of death. You recognize that?
Yes.
Is that your testimony?
Yes.
And it's true and correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Judge, at this time, unless you need any more testimony from the applicant, we would ask that you appoint Christina Marie May, independent executor, to serve without bond, and that letters testamentary be issued.
So done, Counselor. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, number 6, the state of Daryl Wayne Hobbs. Good morning, ma'am. Ms. Lumpkin, how are you?
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning.
You may proceed.
Can you please state your name for the record?
Vincie Hobbs.
Okay. And Daryl Wayne Hobbs died on November 13th, 2021 in Baytown, Chambers County, Texas.
Yes.
Okay. And he was 76 years old at
Yes.
that time? And 4 years have not elapsed since his passing, correct?
No.
Okay. And he had a fixed place of residence in Chambers County?
Yes.
Okay. And I show you this document, which dated November 13th. Sorry, 2012, I believe. August 23rd, 2012. Okay. And this is his last will and testament. A copy of the original has been filed with the court.
Yes.
Okay. And to the best of your knowledge, he never modified or revoked this document, correct?
No.
Okay. And after the date of the will, was the child born to or adopted by Mr. Hobbs?
No.
Okay. And no marriage of the decedent was dissolved after the date of this will?
No.
Okay. And there is not a necessity for the administration of his estate, correct?
I don't know what that means.
There's no debts or?
Oh, no.
Okay, okay. And he did not apply for or receive Medicaid benefits after, no, okay. And there's no state governmental agency of the state named as a beneficiary in this will, correct?
Correct.
In fact, you are the sole
I'm the
beneficiary.
sole
Okay.
beneficiary.
And like you just testified, to the best of your knowledge, there are no unpaid debts owing by the estate of the decedent,
There's
correct?
nothing. Everything's paid off.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, everybody admits what a probate as a mutable title.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ladies. Have a good day.
Okay, that was it.
That was it. Melinda,
Okay.
where you could hear?
I'm on. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?